My name is Brad, and I'm here to introduce you to a new company called Battle Him Arms. If you only watched the first 30 seconds of this video, here's kind of what you need to know. We are a company that is all about early American history. We sell antique guns, and we want to bring all that into a modern context. So a little bit about me. I've worked for the last 12 years kind of in the history field as a writer. I also spent a little bit of time working in the museum field. Alongside that, I've also worked selling guns to the general public. It's definitely given me a very good understanding of the gun culture at large. Our goal basically is to bring some of the history and the era of antique firearms and how they were used into a context where, you know, the modern gun guy who's maybe only interested in the tactical type of stuff can find some things that are interesting to them and that kind of bring things all together and make it all relevant. Here at Battle Him Arms, we are biblically based in all facets, and that massively informs our worldview. It's the most important thing to us, and how we look through life is going to be filtered through that lens. We are not going to check that at the door. There is a verse in James. It says that if you know the right thing to do and you don't do it, you're a sinner. And that's kind of what has driven me and driven the other people that are involved in this towards being prepared and being aware of what's happened before, being ready to deal with situations as they arise. We kind of wanted to bring together antique firearms, the culture of that time period, and then how we can make all of that relevant to the modern gun guy culture, the prepared good guys that are out there. We also believe in the importance of history. It needs to be taught without bias. It needs to be taught in totality. It is complicated. It's very tough to paint with a broad brush. We are definitely not going to be about talking purely about America's mistakes. America has made mistakes, and we're going to point them out. But in a climate where basically only America's flaws are emphasized, we are not going to be doing that stuff. We're also going to have kind of a primary focus on like early American military history. We'll talk about the Revolutionary War. We're going to talk about other wars in between. But I think mainly we're going to focus on the American Civil War. For us, I think it was kind of obvious we would focus on that, mainly because of just the context of life as it exists now. We have movies out there that are about second civil wars happening, and I think that's driving a lot of the gun culture and the preparedness culture. We thought it would be a good idea to kind of tie things together, so to speak, to really highlight times in the past like the Civil War where these things have happened, and to see what can we learn from these past situations. What can we learn from the good leaders? What can we learn from the tactics? What can we learn from the failures, the mistakes that they've made? Times have definitely changed, viewpoints have changed, but the situations themselves haven't. And I think there's a ton that we can learn and take from that. We are also about connecting with history in a physical sense. I think it's important to connect to these historic guns of the past. It's a connection to the historic good guys of the past and what they've sacrificed, what they've done for us. And at the website, we're gonna strive to bring the highest quality that we can. We're gonna strive to keep things priced as appropriately as we can by watching the market. And if you feel like supporting us in any way, please buy some antique guns. In summary, like we are Battle Him Arms. We're going to be bringing you guys content about the Civil War. We're going to be bringing you guys content about other conflicts, and we're going to tie it all together with antique guns, but I think more specifically with the context of today and the internal strife of today, and what does all this mean for us.